So when we finished Act 1, we left off with not just that conversation that we've looked at the last couple of days between Walter and Mama, but we also had Mama step forward, tell Walter, hey, your wife is pregnant. Do something. Walter does nothing. We notice the last line in Act 1 is Mama saying, somebody get me my hat. Why would she want her hat? She's going somewhere. Remember, this is still early on a Saturday when this takes place. And so she has this idea of, I need to go do something. I need to go move. What are some of the things we need to remember as we move into Act 2? These could be things about characters. These could be situations. These could be big ideas that we brought up. What are some of the ideas you think we need to remember?
Mama's dream about having help.
Can you say it again?
Mama's dream about having her own house.
Yeah. So you'll notice a lot of these things we're going to talk about come right off that character chart that you have. Mama's dreams about having her own house. This is going to propel as we move forward for sure. What are other things we should keep in mind?
Ruth's pregnant and wanting an abortion.
Yes. We know that this is a conflict in the play that is going to come back up and still be an issue. What else? Yeah. This struggle of Walter's is going to be a major part of the play as he has to figure out how to be a man in this world where, to some degree, he's checked by his mother. Anything else?
Walter's dream about owning a liquor store.
Yeah. Even though Mama has seemingly said, we're done, we're not doing this, this is still Walter's desire. This is his way of providing in his mind. So it's not going to go away either. It's still going to be there. With Benita, we're going to look at two things. So remember, she still wants to be a doctor, and she is striving to figure out her identity. These are all issues that we are going to come back to and circle around pretty quickly here as we start Act 2. So if you take a look at your script piece, there is some quick stage direction before we get to actual reading. It is later that same day, so it's still Saturday. We've only had 2 days take place in this play so far. Ruth is ironing. She has the radio going. As she's listening to music, Benita comes in, and Ruth's mouth is going to fall open just in fascination. She's going to be a little bit like, what are you doing? You notice that there are a lot of stage directions here in this part. Try to follow what Benita is doing as she is saying these lines.
Bitter earth. Well, what truth is there? What good is love?
Oh, what have we got on tonight?
You are looking at what a well-dressed Nigerian woman wears. Isn't it beautiful? Enough of this assimilationist junk. Oh, come on, go see it!
What kind of dance is that?
Folk dance.
What kind of folks do that, honey?
It's from Nigeria. It's a dance of welcome.
Who you welcoming?
The men. That's the bitch.
Where they been?
How should I know? Out hunting or something. Anyway, they're coming back now.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so before we go,
And Ethiopia stretched forth her arms again.
Yeah.
okay, before we get much further there, let's notice how Walter is coming into this scene. So let's first talk. Did you catch how Beneatha is dressed? What's she wearing?
The robes she got from Africa.
So yeah, we're bringing back all the stuff from Asagai, the robes, the records, all of this. And you notice the first thing she says about turning off this assimilationist garbage. Remember we talked about that word assimilation and assimilationist in Act 1. And Asagai uses it as a way to sort of rib Beneatha about her American ideals. She straightens her hair. It's not natural. Well, here, she's using the word now. And she's turning it around to kind of say something about Ruth. Remember, it's not going to have as much of an effect on Ruth. How is Walter coming into this scene? Oh, he's drunk. And I mean, like, you're going to see he is drunk. One of the things that we need to pay attention to in the directions is a quick note about Walter specifically. They're going to talk about how Walter seems to go back to the past. Imagine that in hearing this music that is really connected to his heritage, his ethnicity, and especially being drunk, he's going to get lost in the moment and imagine himself as something different. See if you can put your finger on what he's imagining and how this kind of plays into what's going on with him in this moment.
Yes, and Africa sure is claiming her own tonight.
Shut up. I'm digging them drums. Yeah. Them drums move me. In my heart of hearts, I am much more.
In your heart of hearts, you are much drunker.
Yeah, me and Joe Mo. That's my man. Kenyatta. Flaming spear, hot damn. Okamagasier! Oh, the lion is waking. A weemaway.
Weemaway.
Listen, my black brothers.
We hear you.
Do you hear the waters rushing against the shores of the coastlands?
Akambusi.
Do you hear the screeching of the cocks beyond the hills, beyond where the chiefs meet in council for the coming of the mighty war?
Okamagosia.
Do you hear the beating of the wings of the birds flying low over the mountains and the low places of our land? Do
Okamagosia.
you hear the singing of the women? Singing the war songs of our fathers to the babies in the great houses. Singing the sweet war songs. Oh, do you hear, my black brothers?
We hear you, flaming spear.
Telling us to prepare for the greatness of the time.
Okay, so notice, who are we introducing into this scene? George Murchison. What do we know about George Murchison? He's this rich, snobby black guy. I want you to imagine Carlton Banks. If you know the Fresh Prince, I need you to think about Carlton walking into this scene, sweater and all, of Walter up on a table, shirt ripped open, drunk, screaming about Flaming Spear and Black Brother. And you walk in to pick up your date, and she's wearing these Nigerian robes and dancing around with him. And so here we notice where we left off. Walter leans down and he gives him that thing. Black Brother, like, come on. Give me your hand. Let's do this. And I just listen for it, how he reacts.
George, my black brother.
Black brother, hell.
Beneatha, you've got company. What's the matter with you? Walter Lee, get down off that table and stop acting like a fool. He's had a little to drink. I don't know what her excuse is.
Look, Benny, honey, we're going to the theater. We're not going to be in it. So go change, huh? What in the name?
Girl, you done lost.
Okay, I don't want to spoil that one. Instead, what I want to do is I want to shift because I want you to see this before we leave. I'm going to show you the movie version of this opening scene. That way you can put together that acting cue. What does this look like? How do these characters get lost in it? And I want you to think of one question. The stage direction specifically mentioned that Walter goes back to the past as he gets lost in this. And again, I want you to listen to this the second time and think, what is Walter imagining as he has this moment? What does that back to the past kind of mean? Let's see. I better stop this, otherwise we're gonna get called up on copyright, even though it's on